Alright, let's hit the freaking road. It's nice and sunny out. UFC 284 weekend and Super Bowl weekend. Super Bowl Sunday 2023. Let's go. Let's go. Check the drip. Check the drip. Check the humongous bag. Let's go. We gotta run. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. I'm Rexy Pukinikin.
I'm Rexy Pukinikin.
I'm Rexy Pukinikin. And we're balling. And we're balling.
And we're balling.
Today. Tomorrow.
And maybe yesterday.
At what cost?
At what cost?
At what cost? Woo!
Boys. Alright, hit the clap. Yeah, sure. That'll work. That'll work. We're rolling on the first Ballin at What Cost Carcast / first Ballin at What Cost episode with guests featuring Vin from Vin and I podcast, and also we have Botti Richter, this handsome bastard. Oh, sorry. No. I skipped out the middle name. I didn't spill the whole government. And then we have our homie Isak. This is all high school homies right here, and we're kicking off this fucking weekend Saturday. Within the next 24 hours, we're gonna have UFC 284. And then 12 hours after UFC 284 in Perth, Australia, we're going to have Super Bowl. Which one is it? Is it 57 now or something? What?
57.
Yeah, 57 for sure. And just full of excitement. Vin, how do you feel about this weekend of sports? Are you excited?
Pretty fucking gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty gay for it too, I ain't gonna lie.
I would say UFC, I'm kind of pumped. Super Bowl, I'm pumped. To go Birds, dude. I'm tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm tired of them. I'm tired of that guy who's always doing his thing. He's got the brother. I don't like that. I want the Birds to win.
Yeah, that brother.
Burn down Philadelphia if they do, which is sick.
The brother really ruins that guy's reputation a lot, dude. Imagine if that brother didn't exist. Patrick Mahomes would still be like very. When did the hate start for Patty Mahomes?
I don't even know what he did. He just did like a couple of TikToks.
No, like Patrick Mahomes did the TikToks?
No, the bro.
Yeah. But like, is it just solely? Damn, it's true though. His lifestyle choices, it doesn't help his public image a lot, dude. You'd expect this guy. He has the biggest NFL contract in history, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Contract in all of
950 million over 10 years.
No, like 500.
Hold on to the camera now.
What?
Look at the camera, it's gonna fall.
Yeah, we're chilling. I think we got it nice and wedged. Does the camera change? Yes, it does. Look at that. We're rolling, man. We're rolling out here. I'm getting tangled up with wires and shit like that.
This might have been a bad idea, this podcast.
No, this is a wonderful idea.
Dumbest idea ever.
Okay, so speaking of brothers, though, we have that bad brother. But come on, we have a matchup of brothers in the Super Bowl. How isn't that? I think that's like absolutely insanity.
Well-written script by the NFL.
Dude, Vin, like, it was the week after you talked about it on on our podcast about the script of the NFL and it's all rigged.
Yeah, now what happened?
And then it popped off on Twitter like the week after.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. Because didn't that one guy go on like one of the Barstool Sports podcasts and like fully admit like, yeah, they had a script, they sent us in the script and we had to.
Dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
They get the Kelsey brother versus brother matchup.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. The Bengals get fucked.
And
in a small one.
it's like Andy Reid's like formal team.
Exactly.
He won the Super Bowl with the Eagles and now dude,
shit.
dude,
It's scripted, bro.
it's all scripted,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. I've been saying it.
Do you think the Super Bowl or the NFL is as scripted as UFC is?
UFC.
Isn't it scripted though?
The UFC.
Yeah, like as well, Eugenius, you mentioned the slap and then like it all ties in with the freaking, you know, the slap freaking show that Dana White came up with.
But I think that's just because Dana White's a fucking dumbass who slaps people. I don't think Dana White is smart enough to script anything.
Yeah. You think
Have you seen his head?
yeah.
It looks like a well done steak. He
looks
not
like
scripting anything. I don't think so.
oh, he looks like a very ripe tomato, dude. But I saw this interesting on Twitter. You know how they're marketing this Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev fight as the first time number 1 pound for pound has gone against the number 2 pound for pound?
Really?
Yes, they're marketing it as that.
Okay.
And
Number 1, Islam?
no, Alexander.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Dude, he's on a 12 fight win streak, the longest active win streak in UFC right now. And he's literally like just ran through everyone in featherweight division. But the fact that Islam,
He's going up to lightweight.
so yeah, this is his like first lightweight fight in the UFC. Don't quote me on that. He might have been lightweight before, fought a couple bouts. I don't know, but like, dude, they're marketing it as that, right? Because Islam Makhachev is number 2 pound for pound.
Yeah.
But I saw this on Twitter that is technically not true because I think it was 2015 when Daniel Cormier fought against John Jones.
Yeah.
That was like the first time, actually.
Like what did John Jones?
Yeah, because John Jones was number 1 and Daniel Cormier was number 2. So I wonder if, you know, so that's like half rigged, right? That's like kind of script shit, right?
Yeah, maybe just Dana White forgot who was ranked what.
Yeah.
So just makes up the rankings. I mean, the pound for pound rankings don't really make any sense.
Yeah, they don't make, and neither do the actual rankings.
Yeah.
That's it's all, yeah.
They just kind of make whatever fight they think like is good.
Yeah.
It works, which I guess that's based for like entertainment.
Yeah, I don't think the rankings matter, and there's a lot of fighters that, like, you know, prove that statement. But I think it's, you know, if you have a little bit of personality, but dude, honestly, if you're a real fan, even if you don't have personality, if you could just like the style of someone's fighting, then you can like, you're all about it. Like, for example, okay, well, Wonder Boy is a kind of a bad option because he really knows how to market himself, and he's a really cool guy and, you know, marketable guy, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But dude, his style is so unique. It's like, how the fuck can you not, like, that karate style? Like, anyone would want to watch that. You think about anyone that's like big names in UFC, they all have a certain type of, you know, fighting.
My favorite is still Paulo Costa. I love Paulo Costa. Dude, he's so, like, he just tweets insane shit.
Yeah, no.
A couple years ago, he just tweeted something about like 9/11.
Yeah. He tweets about, bro, he dropped like the N-word like a month ago on something, and then he just
Never mind, I hate Paulo.
and then he just tweeted memes about dropping the N-word, and then nobody even like questioned him at all.
Dude, I don't think they care in Brazil.
Yeah, no, it's different there. It's different there. You know, okay, well, let's just talk about the UFC for a second, because that's the first thing we're gonna watch, at least chronologically.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know if you've looked at that whole card, like, for the evening, but there's, like, 2 fights that don't have Australian fighters.
Really?
Yeah, every other fight is, like, there's an Australian
Yeah.
or New Zealand. Yeah. Because they do that for like UFC Brazil too. They try to do that with a lot. Well, yeah, they try to do that every time they go to like a specific place. So like Paris, London, everything. But
they always have like.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think Australia / New Zealand, bro, I think they got like a new generation of like absolute fucking killers, dude. Like killers.
I don't know they have like a good coach there, like
Yeah, there's that one guy, that runs the camp for Israel Adesanya.
the Danaher guy.
Yeah.
John Danaher.
Yeah.
Monster stuff.
Bro, but they're all just savages too,
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But he's the big fat guy fighting. The guy who does shoeies always.
Tai Tuivasa? Nah, he's not fighting, bro. I think he's gonna take a little break. He's on like a 2-fight lose streak now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and both times he's gotten banged up pretty hard, so I think yeah. But anyways, dude, there's still like I wanted to talk about Tyson Pedro because Tyson Pedro, he's the last fight of the prelims, and this guy is fucking scary in the light heavyweight division. I mean, I saw his last fight where he just straight front kicked this guy and dug his toes right into the body, bro. Got this guy a TKO stoppage, and it was so savage. He kind of reminds me of like a smaller Australian Samoan version of Cyril Gane almost.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty cool.
That guy's a fucking like
I
savage.
It's been like it's always the driest division.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's
Historically,
ooh,
it's been kind of dry.
okay, but now I think it's
Now they have some cool guys, but there's
I think now it's popping off, bro.
yeah, but like that, like the big guys in light heavyweight, they're not like big stars, like Yuri Prohaska and all those guys. They're not like
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, compared to yeah, you're right.
Holloway or Volkanovski or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But still, I mean, wow. I like light heavyweight fights, dude. I think it's a vicious body type or kind of weight division,
it's
you
like
know.
the biggest guys without being fat.
Yes, it's the biggest it's like the fastest big guys, I think.
Yeah.
It's really like that because obviously, like you look at Alex Pereira, he definitely is a light heavyweight kind of guy. He could fight heavyweight if he wanted to, that guy. But I think, but yeah, I just wanted to mention Tyson Pedro, just so I can say that, because I think I'm gonna wake up for that fight. So I'm gonna wake up like 4:30. I gotta watch Tyson Pedro fight. But going into the main card, Vin, there's 3 fights that I really wanna fucking like dig deep on. I know there's 5 fights, but I don't know too much about the first 2. The first one of the night is a light heavyweight bout. Jimmy Crute, who's number 12 ranked, versus this dude called Alonzo Menifield. And I just heard that Jimmy Crute is one of these like Australian country savages.
Yeah,
you know.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're. Yeah.
Low top 50.
Mhm.
Been around for
I mean, and I heard from Israel Adesanya and stuff that he's on this new wave of momentum and like motivation. So see what happens. We have a heavyweight bout, which is this guy called Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter. And Justin Tafa, also from the Israel Adesanya YouTube video he did about UFC 284, he said Justin Tafa is basically like a slightly older, wiser version of Bam Bam Tuivasa.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I like the fact that they snuck in a heavyweight bout for the main card, just some banging and clanging,
A couple fat dudes.
Yeah, just some fat dudes, like literally just throwing pounds of flesh around like hammers. But This is where I want to go deep. This is where I want to go deep, bro. This is the third fight of the fight before the co-main event in the main card. Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown, this welterweight fight. And I gotta tell you, man, this Jack Della Maddalena, I'm a big fucking fan because I think he's might be one of the next dudes that climb up the welterweight division.
Have you been following him?
This, yes, because he actually he has a pretty young UFC career. Randy Brown has been around for a little bit, and he's a dangerous guy. And the reason why I'm into this is I think this is the third fight of Jack's UFC career, and he's won both his fights previously. Or is this his fourth fight? Yeah, this is his fourth fight. Guess what? He's had 3 fights. He's won each of those fights. KO, TKO in the first round.
Okay, that's pretty sick, actually. Yeah, no wonder he's...
This guy is a fucking savage. I've seen 2 of his fights so far. And this is going to be his first real fucking challenge because Randy Brown has been in the welterweight division for a while, and he's the first stylistically guy who is going to give Maddalena a threat. Maddalena, he's kind of a boxer, bro. He stays in the pocket, he's tight, and then he digs into the body, throws combinations to the fucking chin as well. And he's obviously Maddalena's number one threat is his counter striking. It's fucking dirty, dude. It is fucking dirty.
You know all these guys so much better than I do. I haven't watched UFC in so long. You know all the details and shit.
Yeah, it's okay, but we can talk. You know a little bit more about NFL, but
who's the co-main event?
okay, but I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into that. But Jack de Maddalena, he's actually going to have a threat against Randy Brown because Randy Brown's build is long and strong and keeps a good distance and still a fucking very dangerous striker. So this is going to be an actual challenge for Maddalena, and it's striking stylistic wise one of the fucking most exciting matchups of the fucking night in my opinion. And this is going to really prove if Jack Della Maddalena is that guy in my opinion. I'm going to be watching this fight closely, and Jesus, I mean, I'm rooting for this guy. But Randy Brown, very dangerous guy as well, and welterweight too. Those guys are fucking, they got different kind of power. So co-main event, we have Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett, and they're fighting for the interim championship featherweight belt.
Yair Rodriguez was bantamweight before, or no?
I
feel like he's
No, he wasn't. He wasn't because I think he's been fighting featherweight the whole time. I think so.
Okay.
Both guys coming off of a win. Do you know much about both fighters?
I think I've seen Yair fight. I've seen both fight, but I just don't remember anything about their style.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little recap, and I'm excited for this. And basically, the winner of this is basically Volkanovski's next matchup, pretty much, right? Josh Emmett, he's a very, very skillful striker, but his upside in striking is he has the power, right? He can fucking swing a right hand and it will put your fucking lights out, right? And he has crazy conditioning, right? And if he needs to, he has experience in grappling. Yair Rodriguez, his style is he's an elite striker, right? Elite striker, and he's very creative. He fucking mixes it up, throws weird shit that you never know what's coming, right? Like, for example, when he went against Korean Zombie, buzzer beater, throws the freaking elbow from down, what is it, the chicken wing, and knocks Korean Zombie out cold face first. That is one of the most crazy knockouts ever. That's Yair Rodriguez. That's what a savage he is.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, actually.
Yair Rodriguez, 5 inches taller than Josh Emmett. 1 inch reach advantage. So it's going to be really interesting, and the fact that it's a championship fight means it's 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It really, I think the winner is gonna be the one who capitalizes on a small mistake, or if I think Josh Emmett might have like slight upper hand if they're really trying to go for the win. Like Josh Emmett, if he feels like he can't strike against Yair Rodriguez, he can always go for the grappling.
Is he like a wrestler? Can he?
No, but his build, and I think he has more experience. Yeah, I think Yair is like a strict striker.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not gonna make a pick. If I had to, I'd say Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
By decision. But if not that, then Yair Rodriguez, like 2-round knockout. He throws some crazy shit. Josh catches it, you know. But that is a goddamn co-main event. Vin, how you feeling about this goddamn?
I'm telling you, Islam round 3 or round 2 and rear naked choke.
I've heard that from a lot of mates.
These guys, Dagestanis, they put you down, they choke you, dude. That always happens.
Those guys they're different. I had a
size advantage as well, right? Alexander's going up a weight class.
yes,
So,
and
that's what I said, dude. It was just smashing it up.
so I had my friend in my class. He said this funny thing. He said when Alexander Volkanovski was throwing a ball that looks like an egg around, Islam Makhachev was out in the fucking streets, in the dirt, wrestling fucking bears and shit.
Well, yeah.
So there is a difference.
But that's, I don't know, people always are like, oh, he had a rough upbringing, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I just think, I don't know if that makes such a big difference in the end. Like,
Yeah.
it's up to there, I mean.
Wait, who has a rough
There
upbringing?
was like the guys that are so rough, they're like built different.
Yeah, no, I think just how
they train well.
Yeah, they just
Technically, they don't,
Mhm.
they don't go over hard in the sparring day.
Yeah, I think-
Drill techniques a lot. They're like.
yeah, I think they're just the
Their methods, and I think that's what's gonna, he's just gonna. I don't know, dude. These are fucking two of the biggest alphas in the world. That
Yeah.
Fuck each other up.
yeah,
My bet is always that the Dagestani chokes out the other guy. That's
Yeah.
how these fights go.
And-
Dagestan are crazy good.
and you know, I understand that perspective because those guys are truly killers. We're talking about Islam Makhachev. He's
Bro, who has he even lost to? Has he lost to anybody?
yeah, he's gotten knocked out once. I forgot the dude's name,
Just like a while.
but he got like knocked out clean.
It's gotta be like.
This is definitely going to be the highest level guy Islam Makhachev has fought. I think Alexander Volkanovski is at a higher level than Charles Oliver. Yep, I got you. He's 23-1. He's 23-1, 11 fight win streak, 4 wins by knockout, 11 wins by submission.
What has he fought like lately?
He beat Bobby Green. Of course he beat Oliveira for the fucking championship. That's why he's got the lightweight belt. Hooker. But before that, Moises, Dober, Ramos. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's on like, so he's won basically ever since he was like his early fights.
Yeah.
Look at the last 3 guys he beat. Makhachev, Green.
I don't know. No. Bobby Green had like a fucking week notice, bro. That was the easiest fucking fight of his life.
Oliveira and Hooker at least.
Yeah, Oliveira and Hooker is like the big challenge, but I would say Alexander Volkanovski is higher level than these two.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
At least Hooker.
And strength-wise, Alexander Volkanovski is stronger than both men, in my opinion. I think a lot of people think that the weight difference is crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy. We got to remember Alexander Volkanovski, when he played rugby professionally, he was over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Easily, right? So the fact that he went up 10 pounds, that wasn't the hardest thing for him in his lifetime, right? Yes, Islam Makhachev probably weighs about,
More walking around.
yeah, walking around, he probably weighs a lot, right? But I personally think, dude, with all these factors, bro, I looked at the fucking weigh-in highlights, bro. You can see it on fucking Islam's face that he's fucking dehydrated and cutting so much weight. You can't see it on Alexander Volkanovski's. You can't fucking... And I think conditioning-wise, they're close. I think conditioning-wise, they're close. If Islam grabs a hold of Alexander Volkanovski, it's game over. We all know that. But I think if there's anyone in the UFC that can keep their distance and has the body type to keep the distance and is the fighter to keep the distance away from Islam Makhachev, I think it's Alexander Volkanovski. I really think so. I think he can pull it to decision, and I think he can win. He keeps distance like a madman, bro. Max Holloway couldn't even touch Alexander Volkanovski, bro.
That's true.
Right? And that's Max Holloway striking. That's faster than a shoot. I don't care what you say. Max Holloway throwing a jab or a faint right hook or something like that is way fucking faster than Islam Makhachev going in shooting for the legs. I'm saying Alexander Volkanovski has a chance, okay? Am I excited for this fight? Fuck yes. Am I going to be sad if Islam fucking destroys my boy in like 2 rounds? No, because that just proves Sambo and those Dagestanis, it's the meta right now. And all the other divisions, we got to fucking find a way to beat that Sambo. Maybe we don't. Who knows? But fuck, dude. I'm putting my money on Alexander Volkanovski. I want that fucking champ in the men's division once again. Because I think he is that good. Bro, think about it. Alexander Volkanovski has a 12-fight win streak. We have a 12-fight win streak versus 11-fight win streak.
That's pretty sick.
The number 1 pound-for-pound UFC with the number 1 longest fight win streak versus the number 2 pound-for-pound UFC fighter with the second longest active win streak.
Is it like a big deal or
This
something?
is a big fucking deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big fucking deal.
Well, my bet is this. Round 3, Makhachev chokes him out.
Okay. All right.
That's what I feel like, he could choke out Oliveira, he could choke out anybody.
Yes. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. And
All right.
for Super Bowl, hopefully the Eagles win.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want you to jump to conclusions, right? That's our little takes on UFC 284. But okay, so you're going straight to Eagles?
Yeah,
Fly birds fly?
Dude, ever since I've been listening to so much like Philly podcasts,
Yeah.
and I'm just pumped for Eagles. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, aren't we all a little tired of seeing the Chiefs?
Dude, but okay.
Super Bowl, another Super Bowl. Like, dude, I feel like half the time we've been here watching the Super Bowl, we've been watching the fucking Chiefs. More than half the time.
Yeah, close too, right? Right, buddy?
We watched the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. 2 of those, it was the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's Chiefs United and Chiefs Bucks.
Okay. Vin, can I present you with this perspective that you can take? Let Patrick Mahomes win 2 more. So this one and then 1 more before 2025. And then we don't let him win anymore. Because he's still going to be with the Chiefs for fucking 10 more years. Just let him win out a couple more. And then for the second half of that contract with the Chiefs, he ain't winning shit.
I want the Birds to win.
You want the Birds? Do you want the Birds to win,
I
buddy?
want the Bears to win.
I want them to burn down.
I don't know. Well, what's this? Like, actually, though, Patrick Mahomes dirty.
I don't.
He's
hate,
fucking
we
dirty,
don't
bro.
hate Patrick Mahomes. I like Patrick Mahomes per se, but I don't know why. I just want the Eagles to get another Super Bowl.
Dude, the Eagles are fucking cool.
Dude, Kelsey is fucking dirty.
Their fans are like.
I'm talking about Trav.
They're like the fans, they're like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come down, Philly. We'll fucking.
The only reason why I'm rooting for Philly would be because Kevin Hart is fucking hilarious and he gets outrageously
Why do you
drunk.
care about Kevin Hart?
What do you mean, bro?
Well, he just does like advertisements. What the fuck is his?
He's the master of advertising, bro. I'd buy
He
it.
like talks about his grind.
Dude, I'm sorry, but he makes me laugh so hard, bro.
Wow.
He posted this Instagram post advertising his tequila, but he literally got Eagle and then he was just like doing like a bit how like fly Eagle fly and fucking I don't know, it was just funny, dude. He's always funny.
Kevin Hart funny, maybe explains.
He's the biggest comedian of our time, bro. He's the most legendary comedian of our
The
time.
most legendary comedian ever.
Of
Kevin
our
Hart,
time, yes.
Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K.
No, Dave Chappelle ain't our time. Realistically, it ain't our time. I know he dropped a couple of specials while we're alive, but like,
Dave Chappelle's time. Louis C.K.
Kevin Hart's
Bill Burr.
big.
Way funnier.
Okay, I might put Bill Burr.
So you're
Bill
wrong
Burr.
about
Wait, Bill. No, wait. Bill Burr. Bill Burr's rooting for the Chiefs. He fucking hates Philly. He's rooting for the
that.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. But, you know, I hope.
I mean,
Birds win because they're gonna burn down the city of Philadelphia, and that's gonna be probably fun to watch.
oh my God, that would be kind of fun to watch.
Bro, or then what is it like a ref controversy against the Eagles?
Dude, if Jalen Hurts does like the Philly special, oh my God, imagine.
Bro.
Imagine. AJ Brown throws it. I gotta admit, yeah, I have nothing against the Eagles. I truly don't, but I just
Why are you rooting for the Chiefs?
because I feel like they fully deserve it. I think they didn't even have a fucking wide receiver this season and they still made it to Super Bowl. Bro, they have one tight they have one tight end, bro.
Yeah.
Their defense isn't even that good.
They have a good defense now.
Not that good. It's not insane, bro. It's not even 49ers got beat out, bro. It's
I mean, it shouldn't even be them. It should be the Bengals.
yeah, you think it's yeah, okay, I don't know.
The fucking boys in orange.
Yeah, you might be right.
Compared to the Chiefs. No, it should be Joey B. It's his time.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't know. I feel like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes is just gonna tap into another level.
To your point, they have two guys. Philly has a whole well-rounded team.
I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna make the difference, dude. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna make the difference, bro. Jalen Hurts might crumble under the pressure, but
You gotta listen to the announcers. Blowing Patrick Mahomes for an hour. Oh my God! When he does that,
he's the modern Brady.
that fucking weird forward shovel pass that he does. Oh, nobody else can pull it off. I don't want to.
He's got the brains of Brady. He moves out of the pocket like Russell Wilson. He can fling it out deep like Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a whole lot of red this Sunday.
Well,
Hey, what kind of food we hitting? What should we hit? We have the Philly cheesesteaks,
make cheesesteaks, then we.
but like that's only like the food. We gotta get like some snack to munch on too. Like
I don't know. I mean, just chips. I just want to make like cheesesteaks. I don't want to have a bunch of different chips because then you're eating them and they're like crumbs all over. That shit sucks.
yeah, you're right. But then again, it's like we're losers if we don't get chips. What are you talking about? Like, of course we gotta get chips. Fuck, some fucking
Fucking fat. Dude.
tortilla.
You're spiritually fat.
I'm spiritually fat, but every other types of ways of fat, I ain't.
Yeah, you are. You're mentally and spiritually fat.
Okay, but all the other ways, ways that matter, it don't matter. What, you're gonna be eating on fucking like berries the whole fucking weekend? What are you talking about? You
Mentally fat, dude. You're always like posting on your Snapchat. I'm gonna treat myself to some cookies today. What the fuck was that, dude?
yeah, but that's just because I like the other fucking.
I'm gonna keep it.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the sun is shining fucking mighty bright.
Yeah,
We
well,
haven't
bright
seen-
in my
I
eye.
haven't seen the sun for fucking probably 2 weeks, and now the day comes sweat in my eyes.
Yeah.
Mighty bright.
I hate that shit.
What else do you think, dude? Tom Brady fucking retired, bro.
Finally,
What? Come on.
finally, the Saints can be on top of the South again. Let's go.
Yeah, that's true, dude. I think Tampa Bay are pretty chalked. Derek Carr.
Yeah, he's coming to the Saints, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, didn't he go practice with the Saints or some shit?
He's gonna come to the Saints.
I think
Chris
Derek.
Allen sucks still, maybe, probably, but I don't know.
Lazard, throw it to the Lazard. Oh no, that's Green Bay. Fuck, sorry.
And Sean Payne went to the Broncos.
Dude, oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna watch.
Dude,
I love Sean Payne,
I fucking love Sean Payne.
but I'm so sad.
You
that
know-
they don't have any anymore. So.
Russell Wilson, my boy, is finally gonna have the help that he needs.
There's nothing better than when you're a Saints fan, you watch him do a play, he works, and you see his little smile. And it's when he's got that son of a bitch green.
Yeah.
It's the best. And now we're gonna have to. Thankfully, he's in another conference, so Saints don't have to deal with him.
Yeah. I think it's my boy Russell Wilson. You have every chance right now to fucking take that team to the Super Bowl. You got all the resources, especially next year if you're gonna have Lewis Hamilton cheering on the sidelines. All right, so do us a favor. Let's go all the way. I'm buying the jersey. I couldn't get the jersey in time for this Super Bowl. I mean, I just wanted the NFL jersey for this Super Bowl, but
Russell Wilson, Broncos jersey.
I wanted to, but I'll get
Jerseys to buy.
one next year when they're in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I don't know. I want to shout out to Tom Brady because
I'm sure he needs to.
okay, yeah, shout out to Tom.
Sure he is. Oh fuck. He's gonna go. Thank you to Ballin at White House for paying tribute to my career.
Oh my God.
You know, someone has to acknowledge that he was a
But
quarterback.
Vin, it's kind of crazy for me. I was really thinking about it the other day, and I don't know if you think about it this deep, but to be honest, I have a passion for it, sports entertainment, and just the fact that Tom Brady retires,
Yeah.
and I witnessed that, and I watched him.
Just finished the sentence.
I watched him win 2 Super Bowls live, and then.
To watch that fucking Patriots-Rams Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was my first Super Bowl. Like, I can't even believe it. Imagine I actually still started following NFL after watching that piece of shit. Tom Brady retires, and I witnessed that. And then the other day, I witnessed live LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record, and then actually a couple weeks before that, the GOAT of Call of Duty esports retired. I know nobody gives a fuck about that, but this dude's scum. Yeah, like this legendary dude fucking retired. So it's just, I don't know. You just come to appreciate the fact that these dudes bro, think about just dedicating your life to a game, like an actual game. I think there's a true art in that almost, because they think about NFL, dude. They literally
I don't think it's pretty hard to dedicate yourself to a game when you get paid tens of millions.
dude, but think about how fucking crazy that is for your body and mental, dude.
Yeah, but if you're like a miner in a salt mine, that's also fucks up your body. You still get any money.
Yeah, okay,
So,
fine, fuck.
Yeah, I don't think it's very hard, honestly. Okay, yeah, your body gets beat up, but it's not what do you mean? It's a hard decision to be a quarterback. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's hard to be that good though.
Yeah, obviously, but
That's more what I'm getting at. So then it's the fact that you have these people dedicate their lives to a game and stuff, but the fact that then they take that extra step, dude. Like Tom Brady, fuck, dude. I almost got emotional when he fucking retired, bro. He was fucking like, oh, he almost fucking
Emotional, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So
Are you fucking kidding?
cry when Tom
Bro, I literally, dude, I think I almost shed a I think I shed a tear when he won in Tampa Bay.
You could just be like Homo sapiens.
Dude, bro, are you saying that if if you fucking met Drew Brees live, you wouldn't fucking like freak the fuck out?
No, yeah, I'm not saying that, but I didn't cry when he retired.
Did you not?
No.
Okay.
Why would I? That's,
You gotta care, bro.
yeah, but that doesn't mean you gotta cry about it, dude. It's a guy you don't.
Dude, you gotta shed a tear, bro. It's like, it's emotional shit, dude. It gets ya.
I'll give you something to cry about.
We're about to hit the fucking nice swirly roads.
Bro, this is like the one beautiful day this entire month.
Yeah. Come on, bless up, dude. That's so good. Say I
They should play
love.
Super Bowl in like Lambeau Field or something. I want to see a snow game Super Bowl. That'd be
Oh, that would be
sick. I
kind
love
of
going to
freaking
a snow game, get to watch
sick.
like the snow angels and shit.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like, if there's a unimportant kind of matchup in the rain, that's fun too, bro. Those dudes just slipping and sliding after tackling each other. I think it's pretty hilarious.
Snow games are the best.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good wholesome vibe.
I'm gonna show you guys a little bit what we're looking at right here.
Yeah. It's pretty unique podcast.
A hybrid podcast.
We're all out here, ready to kick off the fucking weekend. Ready to kick it all off. It's about to be one of the best weekends of my life. I ain't gonna lie.
Stop hyping shit up that way. That's always a bad idea.
It's called. It's.
Doesn't watch sports.
Yeah, but it's good. We're gonna have a fun time. I mean, I appreciate everyone's company so much that it's like, I gotta shouts out to the homies, boys. And yeah. So Eagles.
Eagles for sure.
Eagles.
Eagles, bro.
As Chiefs. Isaac Tresma says Chiefs.
Bro.
Wow, amazing. I got a fellow
Yeah, fellow.
Isak supports anyone.
Patrick Mahomes.
Isak just follows the Reds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta follow the Reds. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a Chinese man. How am I not supposed to root for the team that's fucking red? You know what I'm saying?
If I knew any good insult words, I'd be insulting in Chinese. They don't teach you that in textbooks. And I don't want to say the really bad ones. I hate our Chinese viewers. We have hundreds.
February 11th, 2023. It's Saturday. We're gonna go run some routes. I'll see if I get some footage of that. We're gonna throw a couple of balls, and we'll run some inside outside routes.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
If me and Vin get drunk enough tonight, we'll be wrestling each other. I'll rear naked choke his ass.
You think you could choke me out?
Yeah, dude.
I'd like to see you try, bro. You can barely choke out your own dick.
Oh my god, I can't
Let's
even.
go wrestle right now.
In the snow.
And I'll show this little fucking egg roll what means what.
This fucking spring roll, bro.
I'll turn
Okay.
you into an egg roll. That's what I'll do, bro.
Oh my god, the scenes are beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. We'll see you. This was Ballin' at What Cost, episode 18. We're ballin'.
For this podcast.
All right, guys. We were balling. Hopefully you saw that we were obviously balling at a cost, but whatever the cost. We are back now. Kind of a weird episode, but the intention was that I would record that episode and then mix it up with that stuff and then release it before everything went down, before UFC 284 and before Super Bowl. But just because of just a lot of technical stuff, I couldn't do it. So I decided, hey, let's just put this all into one little shebang of a video. So let's do that. Or not video, podcast episode, sorry. Or no, I guess since I threw in the other stuff, I guess it's definitely a video more than a podcast. So whatever. This is kind of a hybrid. I'm just trying to put out some good content here, some different content. But hey, guys, we're back. We're back from experiencing UFC 284 and experiencing Super Bowl 57. And we're gonna give you the goddamn rundown. All right. So we found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. I'm going to first talk about the Super Bowl, okay? I think maybe it would make more sense that I talk about UFC first, but frick it. I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl first because the Kansas City Chiefs, they got another one in their books. Patrick Mahomes has led his team to the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 4 years. This man's talent is undeniable. This team's abilities is undeniable. I think, out of these 4 seasons, out of the last 4 seasons, which, they've gone to the Super Bowl 3 times. I'd say there was at least 2 of those seasons. There were the doubters. There was a lot of doubters. There was a lot of they don't have the most impressive record first quarter or first half of the season, and everybody's got already throwing out the questions and doubting the team's abilities. But at the end of the regular season, they always look as strong as they used to, or even stronger, which is, I think it's just kind of crazy, because I don't know, especially with when Tom Brady was just dominating the whole goddamn league. There were very few seasons where the Patriots got off to a rough start, and then and even if they did, I kind of there was really no doubt. I feel like. Then again, I'm talking out of my ass. I didn't really live through that fucking era. I wasn't really following NFL like crazy for that era. But just the fact that for some reason there's a lot of doubters. I went into the weekend with all the homies, and generally too, talking to my fantasy boys. Everyone was rooting for the Eagles, dude. Everyone was rooting for the Eagles. I don't know. The Chiefs were underdog. At least sports betting wise, they were underdog going into the Super Bowl. I don't know why. I personally think that I was always rooting for the Chiefs, because it's just they have that strength, and okay, whatever. I talked about that in the car. Hopefully that's in there, but I just feel like they always they have the experience. They have that clutch factor, You know, so I knew it was gonna kick in for Super Bowl. I feel like there's just this very complete team, and yes, there's moving pieces every season, but I feel like as long as the core is there, they're pretty unstoppable. They have very talented players that adapt very well when the new seasons start, you know, and they're like the fucking Mercedes of NFL. They're the Mercedes, you know, in F1 of the NFL. They just, you know, even when they're dog shit, they're really not dog shit. Really, they're not. They're really not. Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna get back to this freaking savage cat. His win-loss rate in the Super Bowl is 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. That's a pretty good win-loss rate if you're asking me. And just the fact that he's gone to the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 4 seasons. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Are we still doubting this man? I hope people don't doubt him, because it's so sad, because it's like the people only dislike Patrick Mahomes because of his personal life. They don't dislike Patrick Mahomes as an athlete. No one does, really. No one really fucking does. If you ask him, just based on the athlete that he is, the professional athlete that he is, I don't think you can talk too much crap about him. He's a very likable guy and all that, but it's just like, then he has a wife that's like not so unlikable, and then he has a brother that's not so likable, and then you're like, you know, like, I genuinely heard, and there was memes about this, the fact that the whole reason why people were betting against Patrick Mahomes is just because of his fucking, you know, dumbass little brother that's fucking TikToking all the time. I mean, Jesus. And I really don't know how Patrick Mahomes hasn't, like, fucking just sat his brother down and been like, dude, if you keep on acting like you're fucking half a Gentile that deserves to be, you know, admitted to a mental hospital, just fucking stop fucking dancing on the TikToks, okay? Nobody gives a fuck, okay? I don't know how that whole situation is, but it's fucking crazy that Patrick Mahomes is hated just because of his personal life decisions. I mean, dude, just let him. He's slaying on the fucking, you know. The thing is, you gotta look at him for, you know, what he does as a job, you know, as a professional, and then everything outside of it is like a plus or a minus, you know. But, you know, first judge him on the, you know, athlete scale, and then judge him, you know. He's just a dude, man. But without Patrick, not without Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes would not be able to reach the heights that he has reached without the man, the myth, the legend, Travis Kelce, who also proves time and time again why he is the most elite player at his position, which is the tight end position. After prime Gronkowski, we haven't seen another tight end like this, right? I personally, I've watched a good amount of content on the history of the tight end in the NFL, and I truthfully believe Travis Kelce has already put himself in the top 5, because it's the freaking pure domination of the offensive side that Travis Kelce is. It's very similar to Gronk with Tom Brady. It's when Gronk was playing his best seasons, you couldn't, like, man to man, you couldn't cover him. You had to double up on him every time, because the tight ends, they're just these mega versions of a freaking wide receiver, basically, right? I don't know all the technical stuff about it, right? I really don't, but it's kind of insane to me that whenever Travis Kelce has one dude on him, usually that means that he's going to freaking catch that ball, Travis Kelce, after the Super Bowl, is now second in the all-time list of touchdown scorers in the postseason, and only 6 touchdowns behind Jerry Rice's record. And I know, you're thinking, oh my God, 6 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns, actually. But if you're considering the fact that Jerry Rice has played 29 postseason games and Kelce has only played 18. So the road ahead looks pretty goddamn bright. I mean, as long as Travis Kelce sticks with his boy Patty Mahomes, I think, like, if you would say that, I genuinely think that if Travis Kelce plays with the Chiefs, as long as Patrick Mahomes plays for the Chiefs, this record's going to get broken. This record is pretty easily going to get broken, which is insane. Because Jerry Rice's record is already pretty goddamn insane, right? And the fact that, it's, to be able to reach the playoffs, some players, it's already rare to reach the playoffs, and the fact that you reach the playoffs not once, not twice, but multiple times, and then you're still equally effective, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Travis Kelce deserves as many flowers as Patrick Mahomes gets, okay? Because we're talking about a fucking, coming of time, dynamic duo that is, that when they're on top of their game, no matter how, advanced the other team's defense is, it's going to be hard to contain them. It's going to be real goddamn hard to contain them. So that's what Kelce and Mahomes have been able to do. I'm giving the flowers, but one player that I do want to mention from the Eagles, I am going to talk about the winners a little bit more than the losers, because, at the end of the day, you want, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, they accomplished what they were able to accomplish, what they set out to accomplish. The Eagles, however, all the respect to this year's Eagles, I think the core offensively, at least offensively, I think the core for the offense in the Eagles, they are going to be, at least player-wise, I think they have a very, very strong basis. If you're thinking Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Boston Scott, that is just a lethal, offensive line. Not offensive line, sorry. It's just that core of those players is insane. I think if we dive into the Eagles a little bit, there's a lot of our uncertainty going into the next season, because there's going to be a lot of changes in the staff. I'm pretty sure the offensive coach or the offensive coordinator just became the head coach for the Colts. And I heard their defensive coordinator is also going somewhere else. So there's going to be big changes in that department. But at least player-wise, athlete-wise, I think they're sticking to the same. I think Jason Kelsey is going to retire, but I don't know. I don't know about that, but let's see. But if we're talking about the Super Bowl performance from the Eagles side, let's just give a fucking shout out to Jalen Hurts. 3 rushing touchdowns in the Super Bowl as a quarterback. What tied for number 1 of all-time Super Bowl rushing touchdown scores? What? As a quarterback? What? It's nuts. It's nuts. This Jalen Hurts, he's a really special kind of athlete. Honestly, watching the Super Bowl, I feel like Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, they play kind of like a similar way-ish. I know there was the QB sneak tactic with the Eagles that they just pretty much perfected because, it was real interesting. I mean, when's the last time there's been such a successful team that just plays so many fourth downs? They don't, fourth downs is another option for them to play all the time. So, their second down is their first down, which is, when you think about it that way as an offense, I mean, geez, how are you supposed to, do anything about that? That's a scary thought to have, which makes almost the Chiefs win that much more impressive because, I mean, look what you did to like one of the more unique offenses in the league the last fucking 10 years. I mean, geez, that is weird. It's super unorthodox, right? So just, I mean, shout out to Jalen Hurts. I think they were really effective in just driving the ball forward, and Devontae Smith. Oh my God. Shout out to Devontae Smith, okay? First of all, he's one of my favorite wide receivers in the league. I personally don't watch college football, but he was but when I did, or I actually watched Devontae Smith play in college, and the few games that I watched him in college, it was kind of insane, the stuff he was doing. And this Super Bowl too, he was doing some really insane stuff. There was one controversial call of this circus fucking catch that he made, toe tapper, which I personally think they should have counted, personally. Devontae Smith is he's so small. He's so small, so fast. But, bro, he can catch, bro. And it's like, I was watching the Super Bowl, dude. He was taking damage, bro. He was really going for it. He was playing his heart. Like, you can see, dude. You can see he was getting visibly banged up and shaking it off like a savage. And just, that's when it's things like that where the stock goes up. The stock goes up even if the team lost. The Devontae Smith stock just kept on rising. So player wise, that's all I have to say for what happened in the Super Bowl. To give a little recap of what actually happened in the Super Bowl, let me pull up a little website here that I got on. Yeah. Oh my God, is this gonna load? Hello? Basically, it was a back and forth game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a back and forth game. I always, I get nervous before a Super Bowl, because, this was the 5th Super Bowl that that I had watched, and and that feels pretty good. Like I say, half a decade I've been watching Super Bowls. I know that's nothing compared to American hardcore fans. I know I got a lot of more Super Bowls to go, but every time I've experienced a Super Bowl live, and I'm talking live broadcast, not actually live, I make it a big deal. It's a big deal. I take the whole weekend it goes is dedicated for the Super Bowl, and like you guys saw, and it's a commitment here in Finland because the games start at 1 in the morning, so you're really putting all the effort into staying up all through the night to and being energized, and hopefully entertained. But I've said this more than once. The first Super Bowl I ever watched was Rams versus Patriots. 5 years. What was that? Super Bowl 52, 53, one of those. But that was a goddamn horrible Super Bowl. I don't care what you say, it was boring as fuck because nobody was scoring touchdowns. I know there's those super fans. Oh, you don't understand how technically masterful the defenses were playing. Fuck you. If I'm watching a Super Bowl, I want to see touchdowns. Okay, I want to see a lot of touchdowns. Okay, so I always get a little nervous before going into the Super Bowl. I'm like, please, 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 don't let this be a goddamn boring one. And I fucking spent the whole weekend hyping up, the whole season hyping up, leading up to this Super Bowl game, and it's just a goddamn snooze fest, right? So, given this fact, again, before the Super Bowl this time, I was nervous. I was, please let the offenses pop off and the defenses just play how you play, but whatever. So this is, thank God, this is, I think, the best, this was the best Super Bowl I've watched so far. This was the most entertaining. It was a crazy back and forth game. Both teams' offenses were making huge plays, just absolutely huge plays. Game goes down to the wire in the fourth quarter, which is always the best sort of entertainment. This website still won't load. Please, what are we doing here? Okay, no, it's let's see. I think it was. I just want to get the box score. That's all I want. That's all I want. And it's kind of cute. The freaking Google. If you search Super Bowl 57, Google starts like shooting up like fireworks that are like red and white. Cool feature. Good for you, Google. Oh, all right, here we go. First quarter, both teams score a touchdown, which was great. I don't think there was a lot of huge defensive plays. I mean, of course, and technically in hindsight, any kind of defensive play is huge because it decides what happens in the future. But first quarter, both teams score a touchdown, and then second quarter is when the Eagles really popped off. They scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and Chiefs were only able to respond with 1 touchdown. So what is that? That's 14 to 24. Yeah. So the Chiefs were down by 10 going into halftime, and then pause. Let's just talk about halftime real quick. Riri was fucking killing it. That's why, if you were wondering why I was singing some Rihanna before I started talking about the Super Bowl, that's why Rihanna killed that. Absolutely killed it. Probably my favorite artist to perform so far. Also, a lot of people they talk shit about Rihanna's halftime show. They were like, "Oh my god, it was just her," and we didn't, there was not a lot of variety. It was just her going through her songs. Dude, it's Rihanna. It's Rihanna. It's Rihanna. I know it was kind of freaking cool that Snoop Dogg was just smoking a fucking joint mid halftime show last year like a fucking savage, right? And I'm not talking shit about 50, Snoop, or wasn't Eminem there too, right? Like, those are savages. And technically, I listen to those guys more than I listen to Rihanna, but it's Rihanna. It's Riri. She's a legend. She's a savage, as much as 50 Cent is a savage. I'm just saying. Okay. Umbrella, Ella, under my umbrella, Ella. Come on. Shine like diamonds in the sky. Like, come on. What are we talking about? It's Riri. And then she's dancing there all red and shit, fucking flying through the skies and these fucking platforms and shit, killing it. And then bam, boom, after that, it's revealed she's pregnant with a second baby. I'm like, God damn. Like, come on. That's all you really want. What about, we're taught, that's some wholesome shit, okay? Better than freaking, Shakira and, what was it? No, it wasn't Beyonce, right? It was Shakira and, I forget right now, but it's better than Shakira shaking her ass, or hips, sorry. It's better than, 50 Cent rapping about bitches grinding on his cock. It's just better. We're talking about Rihanna, the most fucking beautiful woman on earth, a fucking legend, right? I don't even know how the fuck she looks so good now. Dude, the first fucking music video I ever watched was Rihanna Umbrella with my dad. Or like, that's the first one I remember. And I also remember that was probably the first time I got a fucking boner. I was just like, holy shit, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And she's still fucking beautiful, dude. And I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at her and she had like this cool ass fit. But the thing is like, she had this like tight undergarment. And then it was like, it kind of reveals, her upper body in that way, or it's like she had like the clothing on, but it was it was like the other layer on top. It was like open, so you could see just like, you could see the tight like undergarment that was, and then you could see a little bit like, oh shit, like what is she like, I was a little bit like, wait, why is she got a like a bump on her stomach a little bit? It's just it's a little bit curvy. Like, what's going on there? Like, I don't know. Maybe she was, she destroyed a giant burrito before, or what's happening over here? And then thank God, and that's the fucking craziest thing. I don't think a lot of people realize that. I was looking at that shit with like a close eye. I was like, hey, what's going on with that belly of hers? Not even like, I kind of was expecting. I was like, oh my God, is she pregnant again? And it was just like, and the fact that I realized this stuff, and comes to show how big of a goddamn fan I am of Riri. I noticed these things. And, I was just looking closer and closer and closer, and I kind of fucking forgot about it. And then after the game, I was like, oh my God, she's got another baby coming. I mean, Jesus. Just congratulations to Riri and ASAP Rocky, Pretty Boy Flacco, for just producing another offspring, which is fucking pretty cool, dude. Pretty freaking cool, dude. And ASAP Rocky is about like the only guy who I can like deeply, truly accept that, he's like pumping her full of, semen to produce a child. Okay, I feel like I'm getting way too fucking off topic, dude. I go second quarter. Okay, let's jump into halftime and then like talk about the rest of the fucking game. Okay, after Riri was slaying it on the field, we go into the third quarter, and this third quarter was huge for the Chiefs because they were able to capitalize on the defense's successes, because the Eagles only scored one field goal during the third quarter, and then the Chiefs scored a touchdown, okay? And, I mean, fourth quarter, what is it? Now the Eagles are only up by, 27-21. Yeah, so still, in the lead, but not a comfortable lead anymore. We go into the fourth quarter, and the Eagles score one touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I think that's what they did. To try to be able to take the lead enough so that they would win the game if the Chiefs only scored a touchdown, I think. But Chiefs had other plans. Chiefs came out swinging. Bam, scored one touchdown. Bam, scored a second touchdown. Bam. We're all tied up. Fourth quarter, all of a sudden, tied up at 35-35. Chiefs, they've got the ball. They're on this game-winning drive, trying their best. They get up to the 30-yard mark or something like that. It's 3rd and 8 for the Chiefs. There's less than 2 minutes left on the left of play time, and Patrick throws a short one to the left to Juju Smith-Schuster, and a defensive holding penalty is called on James Bradbury, and that is basically what decides the whole result of the game. After this penalty, it was 3rd and 8, but all of a sudden, Chiefs were able to score. Were able to get the first down. And with 2 timeouts left, the Chiefs just were able to drain the clock. They had the luxury of draining the clock instead of having to play and take a risk. They had the luxury of just draining out the play time with the timeouts. And then they were close enough that they could just get their kicker Butker out onto the field for a game-winning field goal. So that's how Super Bowl 57 played out. It's going to be a long, tough off-season. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will stick around for all the F1 talk. because that's also going to be an interesting one. But before I get into that, I got to talk to you beautiful bastards about UFC 284. 284. We were in Australia. And Jesus, I fucking love the Australian crowd so much. They do a lot less booing, which I'm happy for, because sometimes it gets too savage. I really wish that there was a fucking somewhere where there was no booing. There's too much booing going on, to be honest. There's a little bit too much. It's just like, come on, bruh. These athletes, they dedicate their goddamn lives to this. Just don't boo them. And if you do, they're like good reason. Don't boo them if you don't boo a motherfucker if they've if they've clearly beat your hometown hero. If they clearly beat your hometown hero, don't be butthurt and be like, during an octagon interview and boo, boo. It's like, that's so unnecessary. And at least Australia, those guys were able to realize that. I tuned in when at the end of the prelims, and if Australian fighter lost or a New Zealand fighter lost, but clearly lost, there was no booing, which was great and really, really respectable. But let's get into the fights that I talked about that I dived deep into. So Tyson Pedro versus Modestas Bukauskas. Unfortunately, after a close battle, the Lithuanian was able to, as in Bukauskas, if you guys didn't know, was able to secure the decision win over Pedro. It was kind of, this is a fight I might have to go back and watch, but let's see. I feel like it was a really close fight. I think I personally at the time I was like, okay, this could go either way, really. But at the end of the day, third round, Bukauskas was able to really control the pace, and he really bumped the pace up a clear amount. So I think that was what at the end of the day ultimately won him the fight via decision. But I don't know. It was at least, my boy Tyson Pedro didn't get picked apart. But I think Tyson Pedro might have to reevaluate how he goes about his fights. If he wants to, kind of dominate his opponents, then I think he really has to, either way, I think he has to build up his conditioning a little bit more, to be honest. Because if he gets his conditioning up, spars more rounds and longer rounds, then it's only beneficial, because then if his conditioning's better, he can choose to push the pace much faster and much earlier, and still not be scared about running out of gas in the later rounds. Or he can, if he wants to study his opponent more and be a little bit more calculated, then he has the luxury or the opportunity to be able to really make full use of that conditioning in the later rounds. I think the third round really was the game decider, and the Lithuanian fighter was just able to capitalize on it a little bit more than Tyson Pedro. So, I mean, I don't think end of the world at all. Tyson Pedro has shown how vicious he really could be in the octagon. So, not the worst. Didn't go how I wanted it to go. But, I mean, shout out to Tyson Pedro for just being a savage. But if we're talking about a fucking savage that actually ended up fucking putting on a show, we're talking about main card, second fight of the main card. I didn't mention this, or I think I did. Actually, I did. Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter, heavyweight fight. Justin Tafa is this big Samoan brother. I mean, very similar to Mark Hunt or Tuivasa, just that kind of power that's just savage and raw and dangerous. He ends up first round, minute left in the round, bam, throws one right. I think it was overhand. Yep. Lands flush, right overhand. One punch knockout. Walks off like Mark Hunt. Doesn't drop down onto the ground for the ground and pound. Won in a spectacular fashion after being a year away. I actually had to check this, or when I was checking through his stuff. He hasn't fought since 2021. He didn't have a single bout last year. So he was more than a year away. He was from the octagon and came back and just main card, hometown, one punch. I mean, do I need to say any more? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Oh my God! Imagine if he ever fights Tuivasa. That's almost too mean. Like, you don't want like two of the same dudes like fighting each other. That's almost like, you don't. It's yeah. But okay. But just shout out to Justin Tafa because that was a vicious KO. And if we're talking about vicious, I like how this is just continuation wise working out really well. Vicious, you want to talk about goddamn vicious? Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown. There was never a doubt. I never had a doubt. And I knew how good Jack Della was going into this fight. And the only thing I didn't know was how Randy Brown was going to fight. Or I didn't know. I really didn't, because this was genuinely the first real challenge that Jack Della has had in the UFC. Randy Brown is definitely a very, very skilled fighter, very skilled striker. And, if you would have literally stopped the fight halfway through the first round, you would have thought, oh my God, yeah, Randy Brown is very legit. Randy Brown is giving Jack Della, a great challenge. But no. Jack Della is the real deal. This is my best way of describing Jack Della's fighting style. Jack Della fights like Chito Vera does, and we all know how Chito Vera does. Chito Vera doesn't have to do shit if he doesn't want to, right? And that's the thing. Most of the time he's in the octagon, he doesn't really want to do shit. You know why? Because the whole time he's reading you like a goddamn book, buddy. He's studying you like an encyclopedia. like a goddamn dictionary. Okay, he's very, very calculated. Both men are very, very calculated. They know that they are dangerous. They know that if done correctly, the win is right in front of them. Okay, and they put constant pressure too. That's the weird thing. It's not that they're backing up all the time. They're not backing up. They're definitely not backing up. Which is the weird, which suits this calculated style, because if you keep putting constant pressure, you look at Brandon Cheeto Vera when he fought Dominic Cruz. He's putting the forward pressure and he's making Dominic Cruz react and, put pressure back. That's exactly what Jack Della did with this fight too. He was the one who was constantly trying to move forward. Of course, he's backing up if Randy Brown's throwing some shit at him, but he's continuously putting the pressure, walking forward, walking Randy Brown down, and just waiting patiently to strike, because that's kind of like, that's the whole patois of Cheeto Vera, or a fighter or striker like Jack Della. It's, you just have to wait patiently to strike, and when you do strike, it's most likely going to be successful. And that's what happened with Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown the past weekend. First half of the first round, Jack Della walking, putting the pressure onto Randy Brown, and Randy Brown has to react to the pressure. Randy Brown throws some kicks, some combinations, and Jack Della doesn't have a counter. Not really. He throws a couple of counters maybe, but he's just mostly just blocking, seeing what's happening, moving, kind of just, almost warming himself up into the fight. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're doing this, you're doing that, okay, that's pretty cool. And then, genuinely, the first time Jack, fully commits to a combination, hook, the slickest hook you've ever seen, with just loaded up with power too. Right hook lands flush onto Randy Brown's chin, gives his lanky legs the freaking stanky legs, got him the chicken legs, just bam, boom. Randy Brown falls down, tries to recover. Jack just freaking, like a shark that smells blood, just goes in. Ground and pound, gets one leg hook in, is on the back of Randy Brown, just gets the arm in on the neck, and this rear naked choke. Doesn't even have the full mount, but just freaking has that power. If you look at him, he is jacked. Jack is jacked, and just squeeze the squeeze on Jack Della is probably pretty goddamn insane too. Freaking gets the first submission win with the rear naked choke. I mean, what are we talking about here? This guy's sensational. 4-0 in his UFC career so far, building a fucking big reputation. And he's one of these just very, very low-key kind of like Australian dudes that just kind of, very to himself, but just you can see it, the savagery that runs through his veins, So I'm sure I'm going to say this, at the end of the year, I think he's going to be a ranked welterweight. He's going to be ranked in the welterweight division, because the fashion in which he wins is undeniable. Is truly undeniable. Okay. So let's shout out to Jack Della. Shout out to Randy Brown too. Both men Both men gave it their all in the octagon Sunday morning. So, yeah, just the perfect fight to lead us into the co-main event, which was Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. Yeah, I gave the prediction that these guys would most likely have a 5-round war. Well, I was kind of wrong about that. This was much more one-sided than I had anticipated. Yair he truly proved that he is a very hard striker to defend against. The different unorthodox strikes that he can hit you with, like he has a fucking high level or knowledge of Taekwondo. So just all the weird kicks and weird angles, the kicks and the strikes are coming at you. It's super hard to defend against. I mean, if it was anyone else other than Josh Emmett, I'm pretty sure this fight could have ended in the first round. It really could have, because both men, oh my god, the pace of the first round was absolutely nuts. Both men were just taking turns, freaking just throwing, banging and clanging. Yeah, and Yair's just so sharp. Even in the first round, it was technically back and forth, but you can see already that Josh was in a lot more danger than Yair was, right? Yes, Yair has the height and all that, so I think that kind of was already expected, but man, just the way Yair can freaking just like the body kicks that he was throwing onto Josh the first round. I mean, jeez, man. And I mean, that just shows how tough Josh Emmett is. I mean, I truly believe anyone else, Yair Rodriguez, could have fucking first round TKO'd anyone else, but just because it was Josh Emmett, he ate those and he kept on striking back. I mean, Josh did everything he could have done the first round. And then we go into the second round, and both men slow the pace up much more, which, I mean, makes a lot of sense as usual, especially with these smaller guys, especially when they're also strikers. Go into round one, it's, you got the adrenaline pumping. You're just freaking throwing anything you gotta throw. Just pace, just boom, 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 boom. Second round, they slow the pace up much more. They clinch a little bit more, other than just trying to throw crazy combinations to destroy each other. And after, I think it was halfway into the second round, No, a minute left. Around a minute left of the second round. Emmett goes in for the clinch. And it was kind of like awkward. They were like against the cage-ish. Emmett goes in for the clinch, and there was enough distance that Yair Rodriguez throws the most random flying knee that like actually connects. But just because of like the positioning, Yair kind of trips, and then a damaged Josh Emmett falls on top of Yair Rodriguez, and then which is actually an advantage technically, because Josh Emmett could start ground and pounding, but Yair Rodriguez was much more aware than Josh Emmett was. I truly think that Emmett actually took a lot of damage from the flying knee, because I actually watched that fight a second time, so I know a little bit more. So he connects with the flying knee. Emmett ends up on top, but since I think he is a little bit, stunned, Yair was able to capitalize on a mistake Josh Emmett made and was able to secure the triangle choke with the legs, before, or like just instantaneously. It was pretty fast. It was within 20 seconds. There was a little bit like okay, what's going on? Wait, this is actually kind of good for Josh Emmett. Wait, hold up. Is it actually Yair's got the body hook on him? And then all of a sudden, Yair just adjusted a little bit. I think Josh Emmett was just a little bit too comfortable and gassed out a little bit. And bam, locks the legs in. And it was a triangle choke and win by submission for Yair Rodriguez, which means he is next in line to challenge Volkanovski at 145, which that is also that's going to be very, very interesting fight. Actually, very, very interesting. I think he could possibly pose a bigger threat than Max Holloway or the Korean Zombie have. Truthfully, I think Yair Rodriguez is the next very, very dangerous challenger for Volkanovski at 145. But anyways, congratulations to Yair Rodriguez for becoming the interim world featherweight champion. And going into the main event, we have Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champion, versus Alexander Volkanovski, the featherweight champion. And ladies and gentlemen, I need to watch this whole fight again. I need to watch the whole fight back again. I am most likely going to do like a watch party because, I mean, that fight was nuts. No matter what the decision was, I just want to give a huge respect to both fighters because they put on a freaking show. That was one of the best championship fights I've ever witnessed, personally. And I am disappointed by the decision. I am, because I think Alexander Volkanovski did everything he had to do. And he did everything he had to do to at least to make it like a 50-50 kind of decision, like not an easy decision. Because I'm sorry, everyone, and this is a fucking fact, everyone going into this fight fucking said Islam Makhachev gonna run through Volkanovski just like he ran through Oliveira. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't, right? And then that's what I'm saying. Alexander the Great, Alexander the fucking Volkanovski, he proves the doubters wrong. He's always saying it. He's like, dare to be great. He dared to be fucking great, man. He fucking dared, dude. He was, bro, okay, I'm gonna watch this again and then give my full fucking opinion. But bro, even the round where like 3 out of the 5 minutes where Islam Makhachev has back control and just trying to slip in the arm to get a rear naked choke, Volkanovski's just defending it like it's fucking child's play, not even scared. And then he's talking shit because he's fired up and he's throwing punches like backwards on Islam Makhachev. He's like, what? Okay, yeah, you're probably going to win the round, but fuck you if you think that this is how you, like, he's showing you, dare to be great. Dare to be great. He's daring. He's antagonizing this Dagestani. This Dagestan should be able to freaking get the rear naked choke on you no matter what. The Dagestani, this guy, oh, he's so great. He has so much power. Oh my God, like look at what Khabib did to McGregor. Khabib didn't even get the arm underneath the neck and he was able to tap out Conor McGregor. That's how strong they are. Yeah, okay, but we're dealing with a different animal in Volkanovski, dude. We're dealing with a different type of greatness, okay? Islam Makhachev tried a couple of times to just crank without having the arm fully underneath the neck. He tried to just crank the son of a bitch. You think that bothers Alexander Volkanovski? He's been in a Brian Ortega guillotine. You think that fazed him at all? Alexander Volkanovski was just in his he showed the world that he is in his prime right now, okay? Islam Makhachev proved nothing. He proved nothing. If anything, he proved that he can win enough rounds to win a fight. Okay? Which, okay, yes, that's what Khabib did. But, dude, at the end of the day, Khabib kind of destroyed everyone, bro. Islam didn't destroy Alexander. I need to watch the fight back, yes. But Alexander definitely destroyed Islam Makhachev more than Islam Makhachev destroyed Alexander. That's a fucking fact, okay? Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I have the same bias as the Joe Rogan Experience Fight Companion boys felt when they watched it live. I had it live with me. They were like, I was celebrating with those men, fucking going like, oh my god, he pulled it off. Alexander Volkanovski fucking pulled it off. Yeah, it was disappointing that Islam Makhachev won. I think, man, when it's that 50-50, and this is coming from the source of the great Chael Sonnen's YouTube channel. When it's that 50-50, you give it to the hometown hero. Okay? I don't care. And the only reason why I could think of that they would still give it to Islam Makhachev, even if it was that 50-50, is just because the goddamn judges know that is if they give it to Alexander Volkanovski and let him upset Islam Makhachev like that, there's a fucking Chechen warlord in Russia with a whole goddamn army ready to fucking come rain down on your ass. I'm sorry. It's very likely that if Islam Makhachev got beat that night, that within, let's just say, 2 or 3 months, one of the judges, committed suicide under suspicious fucking pretenses. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But right now, that's all I can think about. That's all I can really think about. There's this fucking... If they would have pulled something like... That's the only reason I know how. Okay? And that's the only reason I can think of. But either way, I think Alexander the Great, he did everything in his power. He did everything. Truthfully, he did everything. He did everything perfect. It's the critique is on Islam Makhachev. All the critique is towards him. He critiqued himself. Khabib critiqued him. Okay, and I still have the utmost respect for both fighters. I don't think there is. I'm not gonna hate on Islam Makhachev for the way that the judges might have scored it. I still think Islam Makhachev is probably the most dangerous man at 155, right? But I'm just saying, there's this other animal in Alexander Volkanovski that has every skill and every ability to also be as great or greater at 155. I want a rematch. Even if I rewatch the fight and yes, Islam Makhachev won, in the scorecards. I want a rematch because if you look at the end of round 5, I don't need to say nothing, bro. You look at the last fucking round, I don't need to say nothing, okay? So either way, much respect to both fighters. Volkanovski, you are my favorite fighter right now in the UFC. I truly believe so. And after the incredible fight that he was able to put on, instead of Islam Makhachev being promoted to number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, Volkanovski is still the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the UFC. And that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to hear. Okay. And let me watch it back. Let me intake everything. Let me try not to be biased. But goddamn, what a fight. What a fight. And I can't look forward to more UFC this year. Just, it's off to a beautiful, beautiful start. That's the recap of the weekend events. I know this is probably going to be the longest video I've ever posted, but I don't really care. It's kind of fun. And just before I end it all, I'm going to talk a little bit about F1 because the season's around the corner and, it's kind of a switch up of sports because NFL goes away. Well, then that means I got to spend a hell of a lot more time talking about Formula 1, okay? So, all cars on deck. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they already had the Alpine car launch. I'm unsure. I know it's today, and I know it's the last team to have a car launch. Do I really care? No, because they're just a bunch of French motherfuckers, and I don't really give a fuck about no French motherfucking tween, right? Much respect to Pierre Gasly because he's just been, he's a talented driver. What else? But, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are French, and you guys do eat snails, so what the fuck do I give a fuck about, right? But let's get into the other car. Just briefly, just want to talk about car launches. I'm not going to talk about all the car launches. I really don't care. Like, Aston Martin looks exactly the same. Red Bull looks exactly the same. Haas practically looks all the same, a little bit less blue. I think that was pretty much the only change. What else? Yeah. Williams looks practically the same. Yeah. So truthfully, all those guys. But I do want to talk about the fucking cars that are looking like sacks. Alfa Romeo looking like the best car of the season, or best looking car of the season. They switch from red and white to red and black, which is just so savage. Just please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have the time, check it out for yourself. And they have a new partnership with Stake, which is pretty well known because Drake was one of the first guys to use it. And if you guys don't know, it's a sports gambling, sports betting website or app. Yeah, I really like this new partnership. If we're going to get into the freaking finances of it all. But just the goddamn fucking car looks too good to be true. And we have Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou. I don't need to talk more about that. Chinese driver with a lot of pace, a lot of potential going into his sophomore year in F1, and Valtteri Bottas just this experienced, how do I say it? Just fucking experienced, savage with a mullet nowadays. I mean, Jesus. Buddy's going to be rocking a mullet. At least he's still rocking it. I think he's going to rock it for a while. I mean, so what are we... Yeah. Do I need to say more? They're going to be my favorite team this season, without a doubt. There's no other team that I'm going to be supporting more than the Alfa Romeo boys. I am fully supporting them this whole season. I will care about them the most and care about the other teams a little less. All my focus is on Alfa Romeo steak F1. Goddamn, they fully, you know. If I had the money right now, I'd buy Alfa Romeo. I'm just saying, if I could. Mercedes-Benz, AMG. They make the best possible decision they could have made for the car launch and for the aesthetics. They went back to black. And we had a year without the black Mercedes, and when they debuted it in 2020, I mean, the thing looked like a goddamn beast. I mean, it was so goddamn good that it finished a fucking race with just one wheel. If you want me to tell you how good a black Mercedes is. But yes, we had last year, they went back to silver, and yes, please, we go back to black. Now it's definitely going to be faster, and it truly gives Lewis Hamilton the edge. I really feel so. In 2020, we saw all the... No, wait, yo, I'm fucking tripping, bro. Yeah. No. Sorry. Wait. 20... Wait, did they have the black Mercedes for 2 years? Yo, wait, hold up. I think I'm tripping completely, bro. I think they had the black car for 2 years because they had it in 2020. Yeah, they had it for 2020, and then they had it for 2021, and then last season they went to silver. And then, okay, yes, exactly. So I'm tripping out a little bit. I'm sorry. My head's all scrambled. I'm dieting. I'm friggin', everything's weird. Sorry. Things are getting a little bit messed up. But the last time Lewis Hamilton has won a World Drivers' Championship was in a black Mercedes. And I truly think that it's gonna give Lewis Hamilton the edge, just freaking, I feel like he's a different kind of breed in a black car, and I'm personally rooting for Lewis Hamilton to win this season. If we're just basing it on, okay, I have no idea what kind of improvements teams have made for their cars, but if we're basing on how the season ended, or last season ended, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull, they were the top tier teams. And out of all combination of drivers, or out of all those 6 drivers in those 3 different teams, truthfully, going into this season, I would want Lewis Hamilton to win the most out of any of the Red Bull boys, out of any of the Ferrari boys. And of course, I believe he retires with 8 World Drivers' Championships, and which defines him as the all-time GOAT. I think he doesn't retire with the same amount of championships as Michael Schumacher. I think he elevates himself. So personally, I'm rooting for Lewis Hamilton to win this season. I think he's got all the tools. He's got definitely the right looking car. And if anything, he has one of the most talented teammates and very respectful teammate to help him alongside. So shout out to Lewis Hamilton. Next weekend is the preseason testing. I forget where. Sakir. I forget where that is. I think it is Sakir, right? Let's see. Yeah, Sakir. They have preseason testing in Sakir next weekend. And then we wait 2 weeks. And then after that, first weekend of March, we start the 2023 season of Formula One in Bahrain. So I'm hyping myself up for that. I'm feeling freaking good. Not too much sports this weekend, so that's why I can just kind of recap stuff and all that. Hope you guys are living it up. I certainly am. I'm working harder and harder every day. I love these podcasts. They're so natural to me to just be able to talk like this, and gets a lot of it out there because I spend a lot of time with myself just working on stuff, and social life has gone a lot more low key nowadays. So I'm still as talkative as I've always been. So these podcasts are just awesome for me to talk about, and I'm always just consuming this sports information. So I gotta let it out. You gotta let me vent a little bit. This is almost this therapy session for me, ladies and gentlemen. But either way, at a cost, we are ballin', and I'll catch you guys in the next fucking episode. All right, see you guys later.